A very strong left-wing guy, who actually I like personally, was there, and we had a wonderful conversation. And what I noted about that situation is that everyone in that town came together to try to solve the problem. Didn't care what party you were in, didn't care about your ideological spectrum. They came together to solve the problem locally. We should do more of that. You know, the healthcare bill, one last thing before I close. You know, because there have been some that I've talked to on this last 4.5 months that were for the healthcare bill. Overwhelmingly, now it could be just a bias of who I'm in and I'm talking to, but overwhelmingly, the people I talk to are opposed to this bill. But there have been some that have been for it. And when I ask them, why are we for the bill? Generally, it goes like this. We're the richest nation in the world, and we should have health care for everyone. And I make this point. I say, first of all, this bill was more about insurance and not about health care. This was not a bill. We treat people in hospitals now. But the next point I said is, did you read the bill? Because if you read the bill, I think you would have been like me. You'd have been opposed to it. You'd have been better off pooling, because in some cases, there's some folks who are very well off, been better off pooling with a bunch of other folks very well off and building a clinic. In resourcing a clinic, you really would have made a difference. But instead, we voted for this bill that I think we're going to end up with higher premiums, higher taxes, more regulation, and more big government at a time we need to be moving the other direction. I think it was wrong-headed. But I'm disappointed, but I'm not discouraged. I'm not discouraged. Because I think that with the right choices, our best days are still in front of us. I believe it. We got to make the right choices, though. Thanks for this opportunity. Hoorah! Let's have a discussion. So, just reactions, your questions.
That's right. He's here. He'll answer the questions, and that's as good a political speech as we've had here. So it's good. It's good wise things.
Currently, the Laxton bill in progress to stop and permanently ban the importation of Canadian oil into this country. And there's a misconception used about the tar sands, that it's a very dirty oil, dirty system, so environmentally it's not a viable resource. But for those who have looked at it, one discovers that the process is environmentally friendly to the point where they recycle their water. It's not the same process that we started out with. And losing most of our oil imports to China now today, and losing it to our stable governments. I believe this is something that we should be pursuing a pipeline down and encouraging the tar sands oil and the resources of Canada. What's your position?
I'm not aware of that particular bill, but I appreciate you bringing that to my attention, and I will check into it. Let me talk, though, generally about energy. Because, you know, you look at what happened. Let me start by, let me actually start by talking about the Gulf. Because I think we need to address that. What happened in the Gulf of Mexico, BP. To me, it was an outrage. What happened? You know, we had a company down there that said they had a capability, that stated they had a capability. We can respond to a crisis. And when you look at their documents, you'll find that the person that was supposed to be called if there was a crisis died 5 years ago. That's terrible. That's just wrong. You know, so BP should be held responsible. And, you know, they're going to have to be made to pay for this. And I think the federal government was also derelict. There's a lot of talk about regulation. Some want to rush to judgment on this. Some will say, well, there you go. You don't have enough regulation. You know what I would say? We don't have enough smart regulation. Here's the issue. The issue is when you look at the way the federal government approaches regulation, it's process-oriented. And it's huge. You know, you got this paper, you got this folder, and instead of it being effects-oriented, our regulation, the way that our federal government should approach BP on that is to say, we're going to come to you in 90 days, and we're going to give you an external evaluation on whether or not you can respond to a crisis. Be ready. You show up, and you hand them the